and hope you're excited to be here on this kind of frosty but beautiful day. This is an educational program. Who's here for the first time? Cool. Yay. All right, welcome. Special welcome to y'all, and hope it's not the last time. It's an educational program that was founded going on 3 years ago by the Hopkins Foundation out of Kansas City, Missouri. They are the entrepreneurial guru and really worldwide. And it started in Kansas City and now has spread to over 60 cities across the nation, and they're looking to go international. And they go from Anchorage to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and pretty much all things in between. We are the only site in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and we're kind of proud of that, in case you can't tell. We have 2 presenters each week, and the format is basically, typically, unless we have reason to deviate from that, it's 6 minutes to kind of tell your entrepreneurial journey, and followed by about 20 minutes of Q&A. And that's from an entrepreneur. We also then have some weeks an educational component and on resources for entrepreneurs. And our second speaker will fill that role very nicely. Today we bring an exciting presenter from away via technology. And by way of introduction, the name of the company is Royal Loyal. And I'm probably going to butcher the presenter's name, but it's Babir Sultan. And really, you've got the bio in front of you. I'm going to let him tell the story. So via technology, let's welcome Royal Loyal.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hello everyone, my name is Babir Sultan, founder of Royal Loyal. I'd like to start off by asking you guys, how many of you recognize this sign? You might see it at coffee shops, car washes, convenience stores. If you do recognize it, we share the same pain point as a business owner or as a customer. As a business owner, I have a hard time convincing my customers to carry one of these cars. And once they leave my store, that's the end of the line for our communication with me and the customer. And as a customer, at the end of the month, if my wallet gets pretty heavy, the first thing I throw out is these different loyalty cards. Because I seriously doubt any one of you would throw out your money. If you do, you gotta let me know when. So when a customer goes back to that particular store and they were one punch card away from getting a free car wash, as a business owner, if I don't honor that deal, I lose that customer that I've been working so hard on. And as a customer, I will never go back to that location because they didn't honor a deal. So that's one of the problems. Here's another problem that we experienced being an independent store owner myself, as far as when it comes to marketing. We send out 5,000 flyers, and this is our actual cost. We spent $1,200, we only got 30 people to come back with those flyers. Secondly, we thought maybe we should try a newspaper ad on a Sunday, which seems to be very popular for other big chain stores. We sent out 10,000 flyers and only 15 people showed up. So I got together with other retail store owners, and most of them suggested, why don't we make a mobile app? To my surprise, when I started getting bids for a mobile app, it will cost anywhere from $30,000 to $80,000. Many store owners or small independent store owners just can't afford to spend that kind of budget. So I had an Uncle Ben moment from Spider-Man. With a great problem comes a great opportunity. So this, or kind of Uncle Ben moment. So I'm going to play a short video that kind of explains our product, but Royal Loyal is a universal mobile app that will level the playing field for independent store owners when it comes to marketing. So here's a short video that explains our product.
Small businesses are the building blocks that create the identity of a neighborhood. Due to limited funds, many small businesses can't afford to build a custom app that helps them reward their current customers and reach out to a new audience. That's where Royal Loyal comes in. To address this issue, we have built a platform that helps small businesses reward their current customers and make new customers in the process. Royal Loyal will also allow independent store owners to work together in promoting their stores, thus making the community a better place to live and work. Customers that use Royal Loyal save big at their favorite stores and even get free products for being a loyal customer. No keychains or punch cards required. Royal Loyal is a universal loyalty app working hard for gas station, fast food, and retail store owners. Get your custom app today.
But let's get happy for less than $2 a day. So any business owner can afford $2 a day, and we give them the following technology. Our response to direct mail marketing is our push notification. Because with the direct mail marketing, it's a hit and miss. I personally throw out any direct mail that I get, so I can't blame my customers for not looking at it. But one thing for sure, if our push notification comes up as a text message to you guys, you're almost forced to look at it. Any merchant could run their ads on our second slide over here, and each merchant has their own, on their profile, they have the punch card notification type of deal going on over there. So I was lucky enough to take this problem to UMKC, and I got into their e-scholarship program. And through their mentorship program, I was able to get a great mentor, Kurt, who's the president of RareWire, and who helped us solve this problem. So Royal Loyal is backed up with one of Kansas City's best mobile app companies here. Here's some of our marketing we've been doing. We've been to trade shows. We're using Twitter, Facebook. We have some YouTube videos up. If any business struggles getting their customers to download the app, we'll actually come out and host an event for them and help them get more downloads. Here's some of the results that we're seeing. We're having Black Friday sales even when it's not Black Friday. It wouldn't be effective if we couldn't do this over and over again. So here's our current status. We did some major updates in March, which allows us to keep track of the usage of the app. In April, we launched the app to the public, and we have over 40 retail store owners using it currently. We're currently finalizing a deal with 30 more locations. Here's some of the major brands that are using us right now in 1 month in our launch. A little bit about myself. I have 7 years experience in retail business. I have an IT background in computer networking. I have 2 other apps in the Android and Apple market, which have 50+ downloads. I appreciate your time, and we'll open up the floor for questions. Thank you.
I have a quick question to kick it off. How did you get 40 customers in your first month?
Well, being the retail business for 7 years has its benefits. I know a lot of people in the convenience store gasoline industry. So the 40 customers that we knew that had this problem, there was hundreds of them in the beginning, but the ones that we got to them, being a one-man team, is those 40 customers in the beginning that had this problem and went to them, presented to them, and they signed up on spot. So.
We have a question over here to your right.
Hi. Question, is there anything proprietary about the system or the programming? And I guess that question goes to what keeps someone else from copycatting this application and business model?
Yep, we're dealing with a niche market that wasn't being served. There are actually other apps out there like Loyal Blocks and some other ones. One of the things that we're doing different and is that we don't collect any of your data. Some of these other apps that are on there as loyalty system, the more users a retailer gets, the higher the fees gets. So we don't have that problem basically. But we are dealing with a niche market. Originally it was launched just for convenience stores, but we made it whereby it's open to anybody or any retailer.
Question over here.
My question really goes to how effective the direct mail and the punch card apps work. Do you have statistics on that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
We did a major update through RareWire in March, which allows us to keep track of that information and how many usage of the app at what location or what deals are being claimed. Originally, we launched the app as an MVP. We didn't have that, but after we signed up the merchants, of course, they wanted us to see results and how is it effective for them. So there is a way for us to keep track of the usage of the app.
We have a question over here to your left.
Thank you.
Hi, great presentation.
Thank you.
How are you offering integration into POS with such a diverse set of retailers? And then how are your clients measuring incrementality?
As far as the POS system goes, every retailer might have a different POS system, but as far as the convenience store guys, it's usually just about creating another coupon department. So if somebody gets a free drink, and through our tracking system as a business owner, you can match up that timing with their POS system, whether if somebody was one car wash away and at this time, at this particular day they came, and they can match their bookkeeping if it matches up. So that's one way that they're using it. But every POS system is different. It's all about creating another department or a coupon button that allows them to do that.
The ease of use
Yeah.
for the user, but also what keeps it interesting for them so that they not delete it to make room on their phone.
That's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. Because limited time, I couldn't get that in there, but I'm glad you brought that up. We designed the app. One thing you notice, if you launch the app, it never asks you to log in through your Facebook or Twitter. That's a turn off for a lot of customers. We don't ask for your date of birth. The only data that we collect is that tells us what kind of phone and which location claimed the deal. And we simplified it, and we've been having user experience for the past year that we've been working on this app to make sure it's as easy for a 17-year-old all the way up to a 50-year-old to understand. A lot of the other competition have lacked the simplicity. As they grow, they get neater graphics, and they end up confusing the customer. So we kept the simplicity. That was one of our key things, to simplify the app where a 17-year-old all the way up to a 50-year-old can understand it.
Wow.
You should have insult somebody.
Be careful with that 50-year-old comment. Because we're so not tech savvy. You seem to feel like your point of differentiation is not collecting the data.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, to me, that's one of the most valuable pieces of the equation. And I don't know why you're leaving that on the table.
Well, we don't want to collect their personal data. One thing we are monitoring is that, and we're trying to find a better use of it, at what time, what kind of deal somebody claimed it. And that way we could have a database that we could take. We are monitoring it. We're not necessarily collecting anybody's personal data. Just with all the data breaches going on, we don't want a liability on us. But the data that we are collecting, and it is very valuable to other retailers, is what kind of deal, at what time somebody claimed, how often they claimed it. So there is value to that data.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just think that you should really consider that as you move forward in understanding your audience and how to segment them. When you're not allowing their social logins, when you're not taking information about what their ages are and that sort of thing, you really don't know who's using your app. So if I were looking at using as a retailer, I would want that data that you proudly leave behind. So I would really think about that.
I appreciate that.
So I understand your answer related to gathering user data, but from a retailer's perspective, do they have a portal or something they can go to see how many people have accumulated points?
Yeah, it's called Flurry technology, yeah, and we allow them to download an individual store of their own store. But if they need in more details, or like for example, if they want detail how many times somebody even looked at their app, because we're starting to get some retailers, not necessarily need retailers, but lawyers and accountants that are in the retail, that serve retail business, to use this as yellow pages for them. So we're exploring that. We're not open to that yet, because we also have data that how many times somebody looked at a profile, which is like yellow pages for them.
And do the retailers, can they submit their own ads through that appear?
Yes. Well, for now, they email me or they contact us. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a one-man show right now. I'm handling all aspects of the business. So they tell us what we want. We don't allow them to go into the back end and update it, because if they update something they're not supposed to, for example, liquor and tobacco comes up a lot that they want to advertise. With the FDA regulations, we don't want them to be able to upload those kind of deals.
So you said it's a web portal they use?
Yes.
Okay.
Flurry. Yeah.
Flurry.
Yeah.
We have a question here in the back.
In the back.
Yeah, my question was related to your Black Friday. You were saying that kind of drives traffic to a particular retail establishment. How do you control that they're not competing against each other, those 40 retailers jumping in?
That's another excellent question. One thing we started doing originally when we did in launch, since we wanted to have more retailers use it, we started doing a 3-mile.
All right, so from the tech side, and from here in Madisonville, we saw something that we might be able to utilize in our stores here. Brothers Barbecue is an example. You might want to use a loyalty app here for people that purchase a certain number of barbecue sandwiches. Or Ideal might want to know, how many people go to their stores and how many copies do they have with the brew that they have. What did you see was the flaw, other than the over 50 comment? What was the real flaw in this system you thought, or what did you think that you brought to bear that was good? Let's just have 2 questions real quick. Anybody?
Well, I understood the liability side with all the breaches and why he was, as the one commenter said, leaving all that gathering of information on the table. I also get her point, and it seems like in order to further his own business and be able to help his customers and attract other customers, not gathering that data is a problem. So kind of a dual-edged sword.
Well, I saw the simplicity aspect of it. Okay.
We had someone here give this same kind of report just probably about 2 months ago out of Evansville who had the same program. Not one of the
People in Madisonville are using it.
Yeah, and people are using it here, and I think what he brought to the table is a little more complexity for the owner that has the store to begin with, because what you want to see as an owner is you want something that collects the data. How many people are using it? How old are they? Are they male or are they female? Are they using it when they come through, or are they making you a destination location? And I would want to change my coupon or my offer on occasion based on what my traffic count needs to be or what product I want to move at that time. Example, Rural King, you'll go there, anytime you go there, every time you come out, it's like, do you want a flashlight for 99 cents? Here's a mouse pad for 25 cents. You're trying to get rid of stuff. Those little carpet tread covers that are done in there. And so they're looking at different individual SKUs that they're willing to move. So we need to be looking at that as well, but it's a really cool app and a good idea. Having said that, we now have JobNet coming up, and Aunt Oda really needs absolutely no introduction in this room, so I'm going to let her get to it.